And they're off. Racing over 5 furlongs, the Racehorse Lotto National Stakes, very slow to get going, was on point. Also, Son of Corballis was slow into stride. Blue Storm, however, is showing very good early speed, being taken on by Sheik down the centre of the course in second. Then Hackman in third and Matters Most in fourth position. Elite Status is racing in fifth. He's 3 lengths off the leader. World of Darcy then in sixth up against the far side rail. Down the centre of the course is Dapper Valley, slightly isolated. Then Son of Corballis. Outrun is Love Billy Boy together with On Point. Already well inside the final quarter of a mile. And Blue Storm has a lead of 2 lengths now over Elite Status, who is now beginning to eat into his lead. And he now sweeps by him. A brilliant change of gear by Elite Status. Now he's put 2.5 lengths over the field with just over a half furlong to go. And he just goes further and further clear. Elite Status. This is a power-packed 2-year-old. Elite Status wins the National Stakes. And the others were simply trailing in his wake. Staying on over on the far side was World of Darcy, but it was a one-horse race. Elite Status.
Powerful 2-year-old wins with his ears pricked, and he's the clubhouse leader in this division going into Royal Ascot for sure. Elite Status wins the Racehorse Lotto National Stakes. Clifford Lee for Carl Burke, who gets a 1-2. World of Darcy in second. Hackman has finished third, the tenacious Hackman, and further back to Sheik. Some notable disappointments we'll pick out in a minute, but not so Elite Status. 5-2 favourite, living up to every syllable of that name. Wow, that was impressive. Another one for Havana Grey, another one for Carl Burke, and with the likelihood that George Bowie's Asadna heads to the Coventry Stakes, the 5 furlong Norfolk Stakes perhaps looks Elite Status's to win. They'll have options for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, he's shown plenty of pace here, and on the back of that, why would you step him up to 6 furlong yet? I'm not saying he won't do, but I think the Norfolk looks the right place for him at the moment. He's got a lovely position just in behind the leaders, and it was pretty smooth throughout.
Having said that, of course, they've gone a blistering gallop over a stiff 5. Just keep your eye green colours, yellow cap. Dapper Valley is brought much more into the middle of the track by Pat Dobbs. I think a rein might have broken there. I think we have to forgive this run altogether. I could see something flapping around by his sort of round his neck. So I reckon a rein or something may have snapped and has not allowed Pat Dobbs to have any steering. And therefore, we put a line through that run. Interesting to see what Pat says and if we can see him walking in. But ultimately, the winner had a smooth passage throughout, and once Clifford Lee really asked for an effort, seriously impressive, the turn of foot. Yeah, and most of the horses that have followed him in behind have raced up against that far rail. World of Darcy from stall 3, Hackman from stall 1. Back in 5th was Blue Storm from stall 2. Let's take it from the head on and see if we can see what's happened here. Dapper Valley green with the yellow cap. Because there wouldn't have been any obvious reason. He's tracking the winner now. There wouldn't have been any obvious reason for Pat Dobbs to take him. Yeah, you're right. You're spot on, Megan. Great spot.
I mean, that is your worst nightmare when that happens. I mean, look, great from Pat Dobbs. Be interesting to see how he got on pulling up, but that is, you know, the biggest disaster of all. Yeah, look, discount that run from Dapper Valley altogether. Blue Storm showed loads and loads of speed. He just weakened a little bit later on, and another good run from Hackman, who's, you know, pretty solid and probably going to be a consistent type of sprinter at his level. And
there's little doubt that Carl Burke will fancy Ascot with the runner-up as well, presumably in something like the Windsor Castle, but the Norfolk, Unibet now make the winner Elite Status 2-1 from 10-1 for the Premier 5 furlong 2-year-old race for males at Royal Ascot, and 5-2 favourite St Corrals for the Norfolk Stakes. Absolutely devastating performance, and he's come in standing beside us now. He's got some heft to him, this horse, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a horse with plenty of size and scope, and you know, at this time of year you're pleased to see a horse that has got size but isn't weak. You have a massive hind quarter on him, all the power in there, and I imagine Clifford Lee's going to be pretty ecstatic with that performance.
Well, we're going to find out very shortly. Clifford's going to have the photograph taken with Carl and have a chat with him and tell him how it was done. Very easily is the obvious answer. Another one for Havana Grey, who's been just such a sensational stallion. Now with his first and second crops. Just going to have a... Clifford, can we just grab a very quick word? Just need the instant reaction to that, because it looked spectacular from where we were standing. How did it feel?
It felt brilliant. He's a lovely horse, still very green in himself when I hit the front, but no, he's done it nicely.
But he's clearly a generous horse for all that he's a green horse.
He's a very lovely horse, and he tries, he's very genuine.
And you look at him there finishing off a race over 5 furlongs like that. Would you be inclined to step him up or leave him exactly where he is?
I'd probably leave him where he is. He's a big baby still. He'll learn again from that, and all they do is sharpen up for it.
Roll on Royal Ascot.
Yeah, I think it's crossed.
You must know the second horse quite well. How do you rate that one?
Yeah, that one's a nice horse. Won last time at Palminteri. The times were okay, but no, they're both good yardsticks.
You're in a different league tonight. Well done.
Thank you.
Clifford Lee, who has ridden elite status to victory in the national stakes here. It was a race where you wanted to see a horse, Megan, come here and show something a little bit